Welcome to the Recession Proof Investing series, where we have top experts sharing tips and strategies on creating lasting success and financial freedom. I'm your host, Keisha Bailey from Profit Jumpstarter, and today I'm joined by Emily Birken. Hi, Emily. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, Emily, I just wanted to get to know you a bit more. Can you share with our audience the work you do and a bit about your background?
Sure. I am a financial blogger and author. I have been writing in the personal finance sphere since 2010. I'm
Wow,
actually, it's been quite a
that's a
while.
long time. Yeah.
I'm actually an English teacher by teaching high school English, and then we moved the summer after my fourth year of teaching. And I was also, my first child was due at the time. So the
Wow.
plan was I was going to take 1 year off to take care of the baby. And while I was taking some time off, I wanted to have a little bit of money coming in so I could keep paying my student loans. And so I started some writing. One of the first writing gigs that I landed was for a personal finance website. Um, and it just kind of snowballed from there. I've always been very interested in money. My dad was a financial planner, but it never occurred to me that it could be a career.
Yeah.
And it has been a great fit. It's allowed me to be very present for my kids. I now have two children, and allowed me to create a career that fits my lifestyle and that I can balance really nicely with being there for my family.
That's good. That's awesome. So it provides you money, which is
Mhm.
important, plus a nice lifestyle balance, which I know a lot of persons really aspire towards. I know personally I do, to have that nice balance between work, being there to be present with your family and your kids.
Mhm.
That's truly important. And so with last year, however, it would have been somewhat challenging because of the
Mhm.
pandemic. We had a lot of persons losing their jobs. We had persons with reduced hours at work. And we also had persons, getting sick or, the ultimate of like dying or passing away, which was sad. So I wanted to check in with you. How has COVID impacted your business and impacted your work that you do with your clients?
It was an interesting year because what I do was in high demand because I tell people how they can better handle their money, particularly when they're feeling stressed about it.
Yeah.
So this is something that, is kind of evergreen, but in the midst of COVID, all of a sudden I was very much in demand, both for my writing services. I had a lot of my clients needed more writing, particularly about all of the different options available because of things like the eviction moratorium, what to expect with student loans, and all of those things. The CARES
Yeah.
Act, how that affects retirement. And then I do some coaching, financial coaching, and I had more people asking for financial coaching. And then on top of that, my friend Joe Salcihai, who is the podcaster behind Stacking Benjamins, he and I have been working on a book together, and we actually landed a deal in 2020.
Wow.
So it was a bizarre year.
A great
um,
year though.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I had the balance issue as well because my kids, they were in kindergarten and third grade in the 2020 school year. And then the 2020-2021 school year, they were first and fourth grade, and they were learning from home. And I have background in education, so I felt like, oh, I should be able
Yeah.
to do this. I could not do that.
Yeah.
And so trying to find the balance between all of this work, which I was very, very lucky to have and felt very grateful for, but trying to make that work with the kids at home, trying to learn online. My husband was working from home as well. So I was used to having, a pretty serene household during school hours to work.
Yeah.
And it was a lot more chaotic. And so that was people had a lot of different challenges during the COVID year.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it was money challenges. For a lot of people, it was health challenges. And for some people like me, it was a challenge of trying to find the time to work. And so that was my biggest challenge last year. And I'm very glad that things worked out the way that they did. If Joe and I had not gotten our book deal when we did, I probably would have taken a step back to spend more time, with the kids in the new school year, the 2020-21 school year, because it just was overwhelming. But because I had this book that another person was relying on me for, I was like, nope, I can't do that. We're going to have to figure something out as a family. And so I think that was really good for us.
That's amazing. You had to somewhat be creative, push through. So all in all, it seems then that COVID was a great year, that COVID year, despite issues around health and so forth, it was still overall good.
Yes. Yeah, I
That's
feel very
amazing.
blessed with how 2020 worked out for us. It was not easy, but we were together and we had a lot of good things came out of it.
Perfect. And so what would be your advice to persons as we think about the year after COVID and what life would look like going forward? What advice would you have for persons who are looking to be better around their finances? What have you personally discovered even that you think would be worthwhile in sharing with others looking to become masters of their money?
So with money, a lot of times we tend to think of it as one and done sort of tasks.
Yeah.
So, you talk about budgeting and you're like, oh, I made a budget. I sat down for 3 hours and I made a budget and now I'm done. And
yeah, I'll never look at it again.
I never have to deal with it again. And it doesn't work quite like that. That's like if you do all of the laundry in the house all at once on a Sunday afternoon. You're like, I'm never doing laundry again.
I'm just gonna wear these clothes forever.
Yes. And so the thing that I try to remind people, and particularly after a year that was so topsy-turvy, is getting into good habits with your money is going to just have such a wonderful response. It's going to feel so much better if you get into these little habits, in the same way that getting into the habit of doing a couple of loads of laundry every few days is going to be a lot easier than oh my goodness, I've got a job interview and like my suit isn't clean. Those kinds of panicked moments. So reminding people that they can start with little habits that they can do on a daily or even twice a weekly basis. And that can help them to feel more confident about their money. So an easy habit to get into is just part of your morning routine. You check your email and then check your bank balance. So
love it. I love it.
And so that just tells you where you are. It tells you what's going on. There are times where you're just not thinking about it and 3 big payments are processed at once, and all of a sudden you've only got $50 left in your bank account, and you'll be fine. It's just you need to know so that you don't then put dinner on your debit card.
Right. After you've ate, and then you're in an uncomfortable situation. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And so if you start thinking about it as these teeny little habits that you can just incorporate into your daily routine, that can help you feel more in control of your money rather than feeling like you're reacting to your money. You're making these proactive decisions rather than the reactive, like, oh my goodness, I just got hit with a $35 overdraft fee, or oh my goodness, I just realized I need to pay this and that check hasn't cleared yet, and all of those sorts of things. Getting into these tiny little micro habits can help you to feel much more confident, and then you can make the small decisions that are going to make things easier for you before they become like raging infernos. You can put out the little fires before they become big ones.
Yeah, that's good. Pretty useful one. And so you mentioned your work with your new book. Do you want to share more information about that with our audience?
Yes. So my new book, it's due out December 28th, 2021. It's called Stacked, Your Super Serious Guide to Modern Money Management, and it is a humorous guide to money. So my co-author, Joe, and I feel that money tends to be taken so seriously that it can be intimidating to people. People will feel like, oh, I can't read about money. It's just, I don't understand it, or I'm afraid of it, or any of those sorts of things.
It's too
So we
deep.
wanted, yes,
Yeah.
yes, or it's boring.
Right.
Why would I
Yeah.
want to do that when, there's so many more interesting things to do? So we wanted to create a money guide that didn't feel like it was learning, where it felt
Oh,
like you're laughing, you're having fun, you're enjoying yourself, and you're learning along the way. So our guide is full of information for wherever you are in your money journey, from people who are living paycheck to paycheck and just aren't sure what to do, to people who just need some help with asset allocation. Anywhere
oh,
you are in your money journey, you'll have good information here. And if I do say so myself, you'll laugh out loud. There's plenty of humor and fun to be had with money. There just aren't many times where people feel comfortable laughing.
yeah. And we all need a good laugh now, coming
Yes.
from, this past year. So I think it's gonna be amazing. I'm sure where can persons find it then? It's coming out. Is it gonna be on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles?
Anywhere books are sold, and it's available December 28th, and it's also available for pre-order if you'd like to do that. You can pre-order through your favorite bookseller, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or your local bookseller.
Awesome, awesome. And then how can persons find you outside of the book? Your social handles, your website. Do you want to share those?
Yes, you can find me. My website is emilyguyburken.com, and that's EMILYGUYBIRKEN.com. And so there you can find information about my books. I also have a blog, and you can sign up for my newsletter. I send out a newsletter every Thursday with 3 simple things that can help your life be a little better. And then
yeah.
I'm also on Twitter, if you'd like to join me there, at Emily Guy Birken, where I talk about everything from money to I like to share one good thing that's happened every day. And I also make a lot of jokes. There's a reason why Joe and I work together on a humorous book.
Yeah. Okay. That's I'm gonna check that out myself as well, because yeah, you piqued my interest for sure. Well, thank you so much for meeting me today, Emily, and for sharing your wisdom with the world. This has truly been insightful, and I look forward to having you on again.
Well, thank you. I'd love to be on again.